Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are here to review this amazing plugin which we love called DEHANCER Pro, and basically it's a finishing tool, but we were impressed by the amount of options that it gives you, because it includes like film stocks, film grain, like the usual thing of this software. But aside from that, you have also false color, you have halation, glow, everything in one, which is super helpful for us, because now we are using more like DaVinci Resolve than Final Cut. But when you have a fast project or you want to give your piece a cinematic look, it's nice to have an all-in-one thing, because DaVinci Resolve can be a bit of a complicated piece of software for beginners, or if you are not a colorist. So it's nice to have everything as an effect and only following the steps and choosing the ones that you like, and having everything here like all in one. It's nice, and the fact that you can create and export your Lat, it's also a plus for the software. So let's see here a couple of examples. First one, this one, it was recorded with Blackmagic. So you can basically choose your camera here and process it like you can tell if the original file is Rec 709 or you directly choose the camera. In this case, the software, as you see, provides the conversion automatically, but you can adjust here with the fringe if you have some chromatic aberrations or wherever, and you can compensate this exposure here or wherever. So this would be the first step, super simple. Now here you're choosing basically the film stock that you like to use. In this case, we're going to use Superia 200, but you have a lot from the most usual classic presets. Some fancy ones like Polaroid, Lomochrome, this kind of stuff, like more modern hipster, if you want to call it. But yeah, let's go, for example, with this one, with Fujichrome Provia, and you can here adjust to like the intensity and the flavor, and you can select here auto expand, so it's like basically adjust the contrast for you by analyzing the image. You can change the black point if you want, to adjust more of the shadows and the highlights, all these kind of options. You can do it automatically too. The print section, which I love, is controlling the exposure, the tonal contrast. This is going to determine like the thickness, let's say, of the film for your image. Controlling here like things like color density, which is super nice because it doesn't create this kind of oversaturated digital look, but at the same time adds like depth to the color. As you can see on the reds, like more natural than when you naturally do it with the Blackmagic, so it's super nice. Here you can change the color shift, like basically like correcting or adjusting to taste, the different colors. Here you have the film grain, which is super nice when you see it in real time. But for this image we won't use a lot. You can enable here, so you can check the effect. We have a lot here, so we can go a bit less. But it feels to my eye, super nice, super organic, and again it's nice to have it here inside the plugin, because sometimes you don't want to mess around with all the color options of DaVinci. You have here an option of halation, it's basically originally it's like light bouncing in the back of the film and creating some red stuff in the highlights. We don't have a lot of highlights here, but it's a nice option, like more stylized one if you want, you know, some style for your videos, some be more creative, like for, you know, travel videos or experimental stuff, things like that. You should try it. Blooming your highlights is super nice when you don't have a filtering camera, which would do the same, like a Pro Mist or something like that. It's nice to have it here because it's like creating this kind of softness around the highlights, and you can control obviously the intensity because of, like, for example, in this example that I quickly made here, like you can see like it would work better like for a dreamy scene or something like that. The good thing is that you can see the mask here, so you can see actually what it's doing to your image. So it's nice to have it as an option too. It's more stylistic, you know, stylized too, but I mean, it's super useful, not maybe for this image, but when you have lights on the background, you select only the highlights, like the bulbs or something, and you can have this nice halo surrounding the light that you get with a filter. You have vignette option here, which is nice, so you don't have to create a mask and go here. So everything for us, it's about time, saving time, because for this kind of projects, when you don't want to spend like days coloring your stuff, it's super nice to finish here and do everything in the same plugin. Now you have here like more like old film, let's say, stuff. It's like the gate weave, the film breadth, to create like more kind of like an old movie clip, which maybe can work for depending on the project you are, but for this one, let's leave it like this. And this is awesome. You have false color here included, so you can see actually if you have the correct exposure right away, instead of having to go to the scopes or to any other tool that could tell you the information. It's nice to have it here to see if everything is clipped, to see if something is crashed in the blacks. You know, it's super nice. So you have here the Lat Generator, and that's nice because sometimes you like a lot you're using it for a lot of your projects, so it's nice to have it like to apply it like right away. Now the program also works with already graded images, which is super nice too. You can see this is the original image here. So in this case, you just tell the software that is a Rec 709 space. You do your corrections here, and then you start putting things on your image. So here, for example, you have this filter, for example. Let's go for this one for a more soft look. And after doing our adjustments here in the print section, we enable this and we crush a bit more the the shadows by adding a bit of tonal contrast and color density. Again, I love this feature here because, as you see, it's like adding color without making your image look artificial, so it's super nice. I don't find this usually in another, in other pieces of software, but here it works like magic because it doesn't destroy your skin tones and it's super nice. So here let's go for a bit of film grain. Let's check here. Yeah, you can see how you give the texture to the image. Let's go now for a bit of bloom in the highlights to make these lights pop a bit. Then you have the option to control here where you want the effect, like masking and seeing where the image is applied. So in this case, as the hand has the same level in the highlights that the lights, we should mask this layer. Leave the hand away if you want, or in this case we're going to go fast because it's nice anyway. And I love that after adding all these things, the image is still super nice with no artifacts, no weird stuff in it. This was shot with the GH5 and it works pretty well. So we're going to leave the image like this. You see, without, as you see, it makes the image definitely less digital, because if you see this original image right away, it looks nice, but you have this touch here to make it more filmic. Another option that we forgot to tell is like, this is like a blending thing, like opacity of the entire process that you applied. So you can go from 0, that is basically not applying anything, to the strength that you desire if you prefer to go a bit more conservative about your final image. And then again, the Lat Generator. So that's it. I think it's a super nice plugin for Resolve, which makes the program usable even for easy projects where we were switching to another editors, like faster like a Final Cut Pro, but now with this finishing tool here, it like you can come here, skip even the color section, which is maybe the more complicated thing in Resolve, and go straight away to this DEHANCER Pro and do everything that you want to make your image pop and stand out. So yeah, we're going to use it for sure. Actually, we've been using this for our last stock footage material, and it's super nice. So I hope you like it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.